Crew tracking about 10 minutes ahead of the timeline this morning.
And Hopper, you're looking for handrail 0345. It's the first handrail after that gap spanner on node 2.
And I copy. And I'm at 0345.
Copy. You can drop your green hook, and once that's done, you can translate out to the starboard edge of Columbus.
Roger that. Hopper, can you see me? Stand by. Do you have a visual on you? Yes.
Is my safety tether going behind my back? I might have turned the wrong way.
It is.
Okay, all right.
Yep, it's right up at your waist.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, that's working. You're at your knee now. And you're clear. Nice job, Ike.
Thank you. Thanks for the help.
Yeah.
The International Space Station now flying 265 statute miles above the Earth, flying over the South Atlantic Ocean, approaching the West African coast.
Okay, I copy. All right, Andy, I'm at 0911.
Copy. You can stow the crew lock bag and then leave one of the adjustables open.
Okay.
And your first task, Hopper, is to retrieve the 2 T-handle tools with the rets and then install them over by the PDGF.
Roger.
Hopkins now at the Columbus module of the space station. He's going to perform some work site setup in order to install the COLCA, or Columbus Ka band antenna, which NASA astronaut Victor Glover will bring with him over to the Columbus module while he gets a ride on the Canadarm2.
And Ike, once you're set up, let us know if you want to temp stow COLCA.
Yeah, I see that the APFR. I'm going to keep COLCA. I see it's already Papa box and 6, so I'm ready to pick up this APFR.
Okay, your first step is to work with M1 to take the arm into the APFR install position, and you can GCA as required.
Happy. Hey, Soichi, how you doing?
Hi, good to hear you. This is M1. We're ready for you.
All right, I'm ready. I've got a good visual of the lee all the way to the base. And so
Okay, copy. And let me know when you go for the GCA to published APFR install.
you have to go to APFR install.
Copy, go.
Another acronym that you just heard that you'll hear throughout the day is APFR, which stands for Articulating Portable Foot Restraint. And this is what crew members will use to restrain their feet at their respective workstations today.
Thomas in motion.
Motion. Continue.
Continue.
Okay, that's good. You can stop there.
Ramping out, stop motion.
Okay, and I'm ready to install the APFR.
Stand by.
Copy.
Yeah, SSR's brakes on, go for APFR install.
Copy, brakes on.
And Ike, you're looking for a clocking of 12.
Thanks, Andy.
And Hopper, once you have the two T-handle tools and the two rets, you'll be attaching the free ret hook to handrail 0931.
One.
And Hopper, just a friendly reminder, when you're installing the T-handle tools and also when you're installing the gap spanner, just double check your safety tether doesn't get caught.
Okay. Give you one copy. For the reminder.
As you see here, NASA astronaut Victor Glover working to get that APFR installed on the Canadarm2 in order to take a ride over to the Columbus module where he'll meet up with Hopkins, who's currently working to set up the work site.
Kitchen knob can be depressed.
Copy. You are go to perform a safety tether swap to the arm. I can give you the steps, or you're free to do it on your own.
Okay. Just let me grab my red off of APFR. I've got my red off. Why don't you go ahead and give me the first couple of steps?
Sure. So first thing is lock the green hook.
Hook is locked.
Next, lock the green tether reel.
Andy, that reel is locked.
Oh.
And I have a rest to the cable.
Copy. You can move the yellow hook to the arm tether point and check that the gates are closed and locked.
Copy. Work.
And Hopper, we see you working on the gap spanner. I take it T-handle tools were successfully installed and secure via pull test?
And that is affirmative. Good pull test.
Copy.
And the red is attached to 931.
Andy, the yellow hook is to the lee handrail tether point, closed, lock, black on black.
All right, next you can drop your green hook on ESP2. We suggest handrail 8010, and then you can unlock the green tether reel.
And as you can see here, NASA astronaut Victor Glover continuing to work in order to take a ride on the Canadarm2 over to Columbus, where Hopkins currently is. Floating to his left, that rectangular object is the Kolka, or Columbus Ka band antenna. Once both crew members are over at the Columbus module, they'll work together to install the Kolka.
And Hopper, once you've installed the gap spanner, please just verify the gap spanner buckle can be rotated 180 degrees, and then you can stow the trash bag inside the crew lock bag.
Okay, EB1 copies all.
And there's a view of Hopkins preparing the work site at the Columbus module.
All right, Andy, handrail 8011 is right in my face, so it is on 8011. It is unlocked.
Copy. You can then work with Kate to take the arm into the APFR ingress position if you need to.
Copy, Kate, in about 45 seconds, I'll be ready to go to ingress published.
Copy, we're standing by.
Okay, Andy, gap spanner is installed, and it can rotate 180 on the buckle.
Copy. You can stow the trash bag in the crew lock bag, and then you can grab the blue cap keeper, leave it on the bagrette, and then you can remove the 6 caps from the TFE connector panel. Any order.
81.
Mike, are you ready for the next GCA?
Stand by.
Roger, stand by.
And Ike, you're currently at the APFR install position, and we can take you to the APFR ingress position if you'd like. Just give us a go for the GCA.
Yep, just stand by. So, Andy, I just wanted to confirm my settings. 12 Papa Papa Fox 6, correct?
That's affirmed. 12 Papa Papa Fox 6.
The toe loops are facing the lee. Is that? Maybe I'm just turned around. I feel like the yaw is 180 out from where we want it, or can you see it? Does that look good?
Yeah, we see it. We're checking. Just a second. Okay, Ike, we agree that it looks yaw 180 degrees out, so let's go with 12, Papa, Fox, 12.
Copy, and maybe that's just I maybe mixed up the yaw settings. But, okay, rotating. Okay, 12, Papa, Fox, and whatever is pointing it away from the lee. 6 or 12, one of the two.
Copy all. That looks much better, Ike. That was a good catch on your part. So you can get Kate and Switch to move it to the APFR ingress position.
All right, Kate, you have a go to APFR ingress.
Copy, go for egress position. Opposite motion.
Motion.
And as NASA astronaut Victor Glover works to ingress the APFR, or Articulating Portable Foot Restraint, in order to get a ride on the Canadarm2 over to the Columbus module, the International Space Station currently flying 260 statute miles over the west coast of Sudan.
And so, Ichi, that looks good. Stop motion there.
Stop motion.
GCA complete.
Like brake zone, go for APFR ingress.
Copy.
And I just for your awareness, I think we're in a correct yaw setting of 6 now. I think it might just have been difficult to read.
That makes a lot of sense, yep. Thank you.
We're getting helmet cam views from NASA astronaut Victor Glover as he prepares to hop a ride on the Canadarm2, which is being controlled by NASA astronaut Kate Rubins. He'll be bringing with him the Kolka, or Columbus Ka band antenna, which once he arrives he'll work with Hopkins together to install on the Columbus module of the space station.
All right. Sure wish I had a diaper to tell me my feet were all the way in, but I believe I am in the APFR. My waist tether is to the ingress aid. It's tucked in. Hoko's on my VRT, no connections. Hey, Luigi, Randy, I think I'm ready to go. Back off.
All right, copy. I think you are ready. We're going to maneuver to ESP2 backoff and then the Kolka backoff. That'll be a 7-minute JOCAS for the Kolka backoff. And I did hear that you checked all your tools and tethers are clear between you and ESP2, and just confirm heels are out.
Heels are way out.
All right. Starting work.
Thank you.
Okay, and Andy, just status real quick before you get going, Kate. That connectors are released. I'm going for the white cap keeper and the wire ties next.
Yep, that's a good readback, and we'll love to get a glove inspection and have check from you as well. And Hopper, we just had a handover, so I missed any call you might have made. We'd love to get a glove inspection and have check from you.
Now a little over 45 minutes into today's spacewalk. Meanwhile, on the ground,
Top is dry. No change to gloves.
Copy, and then just to confirm, the blue cap keeper is back in crew lock bag with 6 caps on it, correct?
Caps, it's going in right now.
Copy.
Meanwhile, back in the International Space Station Flight Control Room, the Orbit 2 team is ready to support today's spacewalk under the direction of Flight Director Rick Henfling. To his right at the Capcom console is the ground IV, who you've heard communicating with the spacewalkers. The ground IV today is European Space Agency astronaut Andy Mogensen. And to their right is Capcom, or Capsule Communicator, Drew Feustel. You heard them communicating with the crew up until the point of depressurization this morning, at which point the ground IV did take over communicating with the spacewalking duo.
Caps or terminators?
EV1.
And Ike, if you want, you can retrieve the PGT and configure it to Bravo 4, counterclockwise 2, and then temp stow it.
EV2, copy.
We're complete with ESP2 backup, reconfiguring for the Kolka 7-minute JOCAS.
Copy, you have to go.
You just heard words about the PGT, which is the acronym for Pistol Grip Tool. This is essentially a space drill that will be used frequently during today's spacewalk. Once the spacewalking duo makes their way over to the Columbus module with the Kolka, they'll use the PGT in order to install it.
Andy, was that Bravo 4, counter 2?
That's a good readback. Bravo 4, counter 2.
Set.
And Hopper, at the Papa's connector panel, you can stow the white capkeeper ret on handrail 0943, the zenith stanchion.
You on copy?
And then you're stowing a capkeeper hook on the J05 terminator tether point, but not demating.
You on?
I was in motion.
Motion.
And next for you, Hopper, is to install long wire ties on Columbus handrails 0932 starboard stanchion and 0933 aft stanchion.
And you're getting views of NASA astronaut Victor Glover as he makes his way over to the Columbus module of the International Space Station to meet up with Mike Hopkins. He's on the Canadarm flying 263 statute miles over the Caspian Sea. To the left of your screen there, the rectangular object, is what NASA astronaut Victor Glover is bringing with him over to the Columbus module of the space station in order to install it with NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins, who's waiting for him there.
And Ike, while you're flying, if you want to give us a glove inspection and have check, we'd be happy.
Work. Well, still look brand new. Half is dry.
Copy, thank you.
Nine 32, starboard stanchion 3 twist.
Copy. Next is handrail 0933. That's port of the Zenith EPF, that external platform on Columbus.
Copy.
And you're looking for the aft stanchion.
Roger.
And Ike, big picture for you. First thing you'll do when you get to the Kolka worksite is to release the MDPS bolts number 1 and 2.
DPS bolts 1 and 2.
NASA astronaut Victor Glover now making his way to the Columbus module of the International Space Station to meet up with Mike Hopkins. The space station is about to fly over Kazakhstan, which is where NASA astronaut Kate Rubins launched on October 14th. She's currently giving Victor Glover a ride over to the Columbus module on board the Canadarm2.
Hey, Ike. That's a beautiful view.
Yeah.
Hopper? Yes, sir.
This thing is a lot more squirrely than I thought. So will you just help me keep clearance between it and Columbus? Those cables make it hard to adjust position of it.
Roger.
They're right by where my BRT attaches.
Copy.
My BRT keeps coming. It keeps loosening when I tighten it. Yeah. Oh, wow. You had a face full of MT when you got up there. Wow.
That actually wasn't too bad.
There's a lot of stuff on it. Okay, so ETSC, the work site, good motion, continue.
Continue.
And Hopper, once you're done,
To the right of your screen there, you're getting a view of the SpaceX Dragon Resilience, which Hopkins and Glover arrived on back in November.
Roger. So, Andy, you want me doing that, he doesn't have bolts 1 and 2, just from a clearance standpoint?
say again, Hopper?
And Ike, we're done with the big JoeCast. We're switching mode here, and you're currently at the end of the JoeCast. We're going to get you ready for the Colca install in just a sec. Give us a minute for config.
Okay, copy.
And Andy, our sync-up point was bolts 1 and 2. I think I've got time to go ahead and get that last wire tie if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah, Hopper, if you have time, that's fine. You can go ahead and install that wire tie on 0939 down by the Bartolomeo platform. We do recommend putting in a poor man's fair lead at that end cone handrail 0912.
ED1.
And as you're heading down to Bartolomeo, I'll just give you a reminder on the caution. Do not touch the connector doors on the Goal 2 interfaces, please.
ED1.
While Hopkins was waiting for Glover to arrive on the Canadarm2, he was able to make his way to the Bartolomeo worksite and complete a little bit of setup, which will be their next task after they install the Colca, which again is the Columbus KA band antenna. In order to install the Colca, the crew will be working together to drill in a series of 4 bolts.
TV2, this is Kate. We're done with our config here, and we're ready for your go for the GCA to publish port bolt removal position.
Okay, stand by. Hey, Albert, this next one's going to bring us in close to structure. Okay. Are you good if we go ahead and do it now, or do you want me to wait for you to finish?
If you give me 30 seconds, I'll have this done.
Okay, yeah, Kate, let's just wait. He's right there at the Bartolomeo platform. And that'll give us a little bit more clearance.
Nine, Venus, 3 twists.
Copy, thank you.
And I'm moving back up.
Now 1 hour into the 233rd spacewalk in support of station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades.
Removal position.
Will do.
The crew is about 15 minutes ahead of their scheduled timeline today. Next up on the task list, they'll work together to install bolts on the Kolka or Columbus KA band antenna. This will enable an independent high bandwidth communication link to European ground stations.
Toward your back. Roger.
Okay, Kate, so each of you have a go to GSA to publish. Opera's clear. So each of you have a go to GSA to publish.
Okay, we are ready to move the standby. Like arms in motion.
Good motion. Continue.
Continue.
Got good clearance between Columbus and Bartolomeo. I can see my boot plate and my toes. Good, continue.
Continue.
How much further we got, so issue?
Stuff, this is a public position.
Okay,
How do you like
perfect.
the location?
GSA complete.
GC complete.
All right, Andy, I'm at bolts 1 and 2.
Copy, Ike. You can grab your PGT and verify that you're still in Bravo 4, counterclockwise 2.
I'm in Bravo 4, counter 2, motor, 30.5. I just turned it on. I'm going to calibrate.
Copy. And once you're ready, you can release bolts 1 and 2. It's 13 turns each in any order, and we'd appreciate a report on the turns.
Copy. Okay. Level 4, counter 2. Comes bolt 1.
As a reminder, we are taking your questions today and answering them live on air. If you'd like to submit a question, use the hashtag AskNASA. Our first question of the day is, how many sunsets and sunrises will the astronaut see? Well, this is a great question, and the space station is orbiting the Earth at about 17,500 miles per hour, which means it orbits the Earth every 90 minutes. So the crew members see a sunset and a sunrise about every 45 minutes, which comes out to a total of 16 sunrises and 16 sunsets per day. Send us your questions using the hashtag AskNASA.
Copy that. Thank you. Go for bolt 2.
Live on bolt 2. Turns on bolt 2. It is released.
Copy. You can give Kate and Switch a go to take you to the Kolka install position.
And you're seeing a helmet cam view of NASA astronaut Victor Glover as he removes bolts on the Columbus module of the space station. There's 4 bolts in total that need to be removed in order for the Kolka to be installed here. In order to remove the bolts, he's using the PGT, or pistol grip tool, which is essentially that space drill that we discussed earlier.
Sounds like a great plan. Yep, go.
And I arms in the published location.
Is published?
Yep.
Okay, let's go body in 15 centimeters. To get a little
Body
closer.
in 15 centimeters.
And that's stop motion there. That's good. GCA complete.
GCA complete.
Okay, Andy, I'm still Bravo for counter 2.
That's a good reading. You can release bolts 3 and 4. Again, 13 turns, any order. Please report turns.
Turns on bolt 3. 13 on 3 doesn't seem to have released it.
Copy. You're go to put in a few additional turns if you need to.
Actually, nope, it was just to pull out. 13 was sufficient. 13 turns on 3 is removed.
Copy. Go for 4. And I'll just remind you of a caution at this point. Please don't use the Colca handrails for translation until Colca is fully installed.
You on? 5 turns on bolt 4.
Glover now working to remove the 4th and final bolt.
And copy Colca handrail. Caution, I believe it was that you just read us.
Copy, Ike. You can stow the PGT, and then you can release Colca from the BRT with the cables towards starboard.
E2.
And with all 4 bolts now successfully removed, Hopkins and Glover will work together to install the Colca or Columbus KA band antenna to the Columbus module.
Tucking it in.
Copy, looks great.
Hey, Hopper. Yes, sir. This thing has got some good inertia. Can you help me just to make sure I can stop it? You bet. I'm ready. All right. Coming to you a little bit more. That's it. Okay, I'm going to try to take it off right there. And I've got a handrail. Awesome, thank you. All right. Actuate my BRT. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. Cables are starboard.
All right, if you
Got a face full of Colca.
copy, Ike. If you want to, you can GCA to seat Colca.
Okay, Hopper, how does it look to you?
So I could go ahead and get a bolt out and have it lined up and ready to go. I'm lined up pretty good here. It needs to yaw your end. Yeah, right about there looks good. If I could get a bolt out.
Okay, so Kate, I think I'm in a good spot for Hopper to get a hand start.
Okay, copy.
All right, I'm pulling the bolts.
And once you're happy with the alignment and the clearance, Hopper, then you can hand start bolt number 1, and we'd appreciate a turn count.
You want copies?
Hopkins and Glover working together to ensure that the Colca is properly mounted. With that confirmation that it is, they'll now use those 4 bolts they just removed to install the Colca.
You can move it or I can just follow you.
Follow me. It's in. Now.
First, they'll hand start these bolts, and then they'll use the PGT, or pistol grip tool, which is the space drill, in order to complete installation of the 4 bolts. You can see a helmet cam view of astronaut Mike Hopkins as he hand starts one of those bolts.
Hold on, we got, gotta get the other bolts out from underneath.
Okay. Yeah, they want to go right back where they came from.
Okay, it's clear. Okay, bolt 1 is in. Make 2 turns.
Copy, about 2 turns on bolt 1. You can hand start bolt 2, please.
In work. Alright, needs to come to me a little bit, Ike. There we go. Alright, hand start is on 2, estimate 2 turns.
Alright, copy, that's good news. And could you just verify that the old MDPS bolts are clear?
Let's see, bolt 1 is zenith and bolt 2 is starboard. I mean, it's the nadir.
All right, copy all. Then you can give Ike a go to GCS over to bolt 3 location if he needs to.
Hey, Ike, you have your go.
Okay, copy. Cape Soichi. If we could go toward my feet about 20 centimeters.
Copy, towards your feet, 20 centimeters.
Go for GCA.
Copy, start GCA.
If you're just tuning in with us today, we're an hour and 19 minutes into today's spacewalk, which officially began at 5:28 a.m. This is the 233rd spacewalk in support of station maintenance, assembly, and upgrades. So far in today's spacewalk, NASA astronaut Victor Glover and Mike Hopkins have ventured outside the space station hatch, bringing with them the Kolka or Columbus Ka band antenna. They worked together to remove 4 bolts from the Columbus panels, and now they're working together to install the Kolka where those bolts were removed. The Kolka will enable an independent high-bandwidth communication link to European ground stations.
Stop the 20 feet starting into the module.
Thank you. Copy, copy. Yep, we got good boot plate clearance.
It's affirmative.
Good motion, continue.
Continue.
Good motion, continue. Boot plate,
Continue.
boot plate tip boomer clear.
At a half a meter.
And stop motion.
That's 30 centimeters. We're going to continue.
Stop motion.
Motion.
And Ike, let us know if that's enough GCA. We'll call it complete if you're ready.
Yep, stand by. I'm assessing.
Copy.
Can you release that?
Yeah, would you?
Yeah.
There you go. You think you'll be able to do 4?
I can.
Okay, Kate, can you take me to my right about 10 centimeters?
Copy, body right, 10 centimeters.
I'm clear, Bartolome. I'm visual.
Copy your clearance, and we've got a good view on you as well. Just watch front of your mini workstation.
Good. Okay, that's good. And then toward my head, 10 centimeters.
Copy towards your head, 10 centimeters.
Hey, sorry, just to jump in. Just want to make sure you still have a ret on Colca.
I am ready to Coca.
Copy.
And that's good. Okay. GCA complete.
GCA complete.
And I see both of you hand starting bolts 3 and 4.
You will push it down at all, Ike?
I think that may be the bolts. Try to grab that MDPS bolt. Is yours clear?
Mine's clear.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, okay, I'll hold while you hand start, or you can hold while I hand start.
I've already got it going.
Hopkins and Glover continuing to work through hand starting those 4 bolts. Once they've completed this task, they'll use the PGT or pistol grip tool in order to fully secure those 4 bolts.
Copy. And I think you verified that the old MDPS bolts were clear of the interface. I heard you. So, Hopper, you can retrieve your PGT. You're looking for alpha 5, clockwise 2, and you can go back to bolt 1.
Copy. On my way. Okay, retrieving my PGT. Coming on.
And that's Alpha 5, clockwise 2.
Roger that. Need the cow. I'll pass to motor. LED test and battery. Alpha 5 is set. Clockwise 2 is set.
All right, Ike, if you're happy, then Hopper, you have a go to torque bolt number 1. We're looking for 10 turns.
Roger that. You ready, Ike?
You gotta go.
Roger. Turning. Okay, it torqued out with only 5 turns.
Copy.
1.0 or 6.9 on the torque, 5 turns.
Okay, stand by, we're checking.
Roger. It's still loose too.
And Hopper, we'd appreciate if you could assess your body position, see if there's a better body position to get into, and then verify the socket is fully engaged, and then we'll reattempt with the same settings of Alpha 5, clockwise 2.
Roger that. That's in the body position. Okay, there we go. And same thing. 0 turn, 6.8 on the torque.
All right, copy that. Stand by.
Hey, Andy.
Yep, go ahead.
Hey, when I was removing bolts 1 and 2, 1 came out pretty easily after I broke torque. It was a pretty low running torque. 2 had a pretty high running torque. I guess that would be, it's not the one he's installing, but yeah. Yeah. You're on 1, right, Hopper?
I am on 1. Okay, that's affirmative.
All right, Hopper. Plan is we're going to try to release bolt 1 and then reinstall it again. So you can release it 1 turn, and then we'll reattempt to install it. So PGT settings, Bravo 7, counterclockwise 2, and you'll release it just 1 turn.
Okay, Bravo. Bravo 7. and clockwise, counterclockwise 2. You're looking for 1 turn.
Good readback.
Okay, here we go.
Now a little over 1 hour and 30 minutes into today's spacewalk. This view from NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins' helmet cam as he works through procedures to continue bolt installation on the Columbus module.
So before it was Alpha 5, we're going to keep it at Bravo 7 this time.
That's affirm.
Roger that. And turning. Collar air. Okay. Okay, turning. And I got an additional 3 turns, 25.4 on the torque.
Copy, an additional 3 turns.
Green light.
All right, stand by while we discuss.
Roger.
All right, Hopper, as we assess, we'll go ahead and work on bolt 2, so you can go ahead and install bolt number 2. We're looking for 10 turns again.
Let me go back to Alpha 5.
Yep, that's right, Alpha 5, clockwise 2.
Alpha 5. Clockwise 2. Just set. So Andy, the only thing, other thing I can, possibility is that I could have had more turns in initially. It was kind of hard to tell when exactly it started biting.
That's right, that's what we're thinking down here as well.
Teams on the ground here in Mission Control are now assessing the installation of the first bolt. Meanwhile, you're still seeing a helmet cam view of NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins as he works on installing bolt number 2.
And turning. Okay. 6 turns. And 6.8 on the torque.
Let me read that back. You got 6 turns and 6.8 on the torque for bolt 2.
That's a good readback. Bolt 2.
All right, stand by.
Roger.
All right, Hopper, we're going to repeat what we did on bolt 1. So PGT settings Bravo 7, counterclockwise 2. We're going to release the bolt 1 turn, and then we're going to try to install it again.
the Bravo 7 setting. Copy. Bravo 7, counterclockwise 2 is set.
Copy. You're releasing one turn.
Roger. And turning. One turn.
All right, then we're going to reinstall it. So Bravo 7, clockwise 2.
Bravo 7, clockwise 2 is set. And turning. And one turn, 25.4 on the torque green light.
Copy. One additional turn. Stand by.
Roger. The icon on the bottom of the camera assembly, there's Velcro at the a bunch of pictures being taken.
All right, guys, big picture. We're going to leave bolts 1 and 2 as are for right now. We're still assessing, but we'll go ahead and get working on bolt 3. So Ike, you can grab your PGT. I'm going to get back to you in just a second with settings.
Okay, copy that. Do you need me to do 3 first, or can I do 4? I can get to either.
Doesn't matter, whatever you prefer.
Copy.
And Ike, we're going to go straight to the higher torque setting, so Bravo 7, clockwise 2.
We're in a brief expected handover between satellites. We'll gain communications with the crew here shortly.
We had a handover.
Probably. How much you want to bet he's going to say Bravo?
Yeah.
You read my mind. We just had a handover, and you can configure to Bravo 7, clockwise 2.
Bravo 7, clockwise 2 set.
Okay, then you can install bolts 3 or 4, your choice. We're looking for 10 turns.
Okay, you got 6.5 turns, 25.4 on the torque on bolt 4.
I'm sorry, say again, number of turns on bolt 4?
6.5.
All right, 6.5 turns on bolt 4.
Confirm. 25.4 on the torque.
Okay, we'll move to bolt number 3 then.
The 2 spacewalkers today have run into some resistance as they work to drive the bolts into the Columbus module, but are continuing to work through procedures with the ground to get the bolts fully secured.
7 turns, green light 25.4 on bolt 3.
I'm sorry, I missed the turn count.
7 turns on bolt 3.
Copy, thank you. All right, you can now, both of you, tie off the old Columbus MDPS bolts using the integrated wire tie.
EB1, 2. Andy, can I take my red off of it now?
Stand by, just a second.
Bye. Bolts for EB1 are tied off. A3 is tied off, and Hopper is. Could you give me a hand with 4? I sure can. Oh, I see what you need. Kate Suichi, you there?
Mike, we're with you.
Hey, did you move me 10 centimeters or so to the right last time?
Confirm that was 10 centimeters to the right last time.
Okay, let's get 10 meters back out. We can go 10 centimeters, centimeters to the left.
Copy, 10 centimeters to the left, and if you'll just lean back a little bit to clear Coca.
And cleared of Coca. Lean back, yep, go.
Copy, go.
Good motion.
Okay, good pressure. That's 10 centimeters.
Go 5 more. And there you go.
Continue.
There you go, Ike.
And that's 5.
Okay, GJ complete. Thank you.
Complete.
Thanks, Hopper.
All right, Ike and Hopper. We'd just like your help on assessing how well Coca is installed. So if you can see if there's any wiggle in it, and if it's flush with the surface of Columbus.
Okay, from EV2 side, it's not wiggling. I cannot see the gap though, the interface.
So as I look at the interface from EV1, bolt 4 is the pad, you know, the foot plate is flush with the surface. Bolt 1, same, flush with the surface. Bolt 2 is flush with the surface. And I've got no wiggle. And I'm giving it a pretty good tug. No wiggle from the port side. No wiggle starboard.
All right, copy. Stand by just a second.
Roger. My bet is I put in more turns at the beginning.
I mean, these did the same thing, though. Yeah, I think it's a difference in the bolts.
That could be. Good point.
Even if they are the same bolts, we took out 13 turns on these. And if it was the same length bolt, we also put this, you know, quarter-inch of the foot off of the Holka. That takes a quarter-inch of the bolt away.
Yeah.
Which is going to equal less turns, less threads to grab.
All right, we
because of the foot plate.
Yeah.
we're happy down here. We're going to say Kolka is installed and secure, so we'll go ahead and continue with the rest of the procedure. Hopper, for you, you can retrieve the T-handle tools and the rets and the large, small ret that's on the port side of Kolka.
Mark.
And Ike, you can stow your PGT. If you haven't, you can release your ret from Kolka, and then we'll take a glove inspection and have check, please.
Copy. PGT stowed.
Now 1 hour and 48 minutes into today's spacewalk. As our spacewalkers were installing the Kolka, they did run into some resistance as they were driving bolts into the Columbus module. But they worked with the ground and checked to see if there was any movement on Kolka, and it was determined there was not. So Kolka is now considered successfully installed.
Those look the same except a couple of black smudges. My index and middle finger of my right hand. It's like good grease or something. And half is dry.
Copy that. Thank you. Hopper, for you, just a reminder to leave the gap spanner installed for now. Once you've returned the T-handle tools and the rets and the large, small ret back to the crew lock bag, you can put in your Richman's fair lead, and then we'll take a glove inspection and have check from you too.
And either one copies.
And Ike, if you're ready, then you can work with Kate and Suichi to GCA as required to access the cable bundles. And your next thing will be to install those Kolka cables.
Sounds good. I think I can get the cables off from here. Confirm I'm taking them both, Andy, right?
Yep, so if you're happy in that position, then you can verify that the adjustable equipment tether, the large, small, is on the black cap keeper, and then you can attach one end to the temporary cover handrail.
Do not have the black cap keeper. Stand by. Yes, I do. Just buried. Black cap keeper. Yeah, the black cap keeper has a French hook to a D-ring on the large, small adjustable, and the large hook is attached to the cover handrail.
All right, then you can demate all those caps on the black cap keeper.
Work. All right, P6. Tap. Mated. 10 CDMI band, no FOD.
Next up, for our spacewalking duo, NASA astronaut Victor Glover will work to route some cables on the Kolka, which is the Ka band antenna, in order to provide the European Space Agency with high-speed ground communications. Meanwhile, NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins is heading over to Bartolomeo to finish up worksite preparations.
10 to the MI band, no FOD.
Following this, the duo will meet back up at the Bartolomeo Science Platform, which is an external science research platform. And they'll work together to route cables.
Copy. Next, you can take an MWS RET to the adjustable equipment tether that's holding the P1 and P2 plug caps. And then you can demate the plug caps once you're ready to the adjustable.
Work. All right, I have a RET on the small hook side of the large small adjustable. I'm sorry, wait, say which adjustable? Is it the large small or the small? Small.
It's the small that the two hooks on the small should be going to the P1 and the P2 plug caps on cable bundle number 2.
That's right. Okay, I have a mini workstation RET to the caps, to the adjustable that's on the caps bundle 2.
All right, then you can demate the P1 and the P2 caps, and you can stow them on your mini workstation.
Okay, Andy, I have the large small is stowed in crew lock bag 1, as well as
Glover continuing to work through procedures in order to route cabling on the Kolka.
2 T-handles plus the 2 RETs back in crew lock bag number 1. You can put in a rich man's fairlead there if you want.
Okay.
And then we'll take a glove inspection, hab check.
Okay, caps off of P1 and P2. The caps are on and adjustable, but ready to my workstation and them stowed.
Copy, and these are the caps we'll need down at Bartolomeo. So you can grab your mini workstation end effector if you need to, and grab cable bundles 1 and 2, and then release the wire ties from both cable bundles so that you have the full length.
Copy, in work.
And Andy from ED1, dry hat, change to gloves.
Copy, and the rich man's fairlead is attached?
And it is installed.
Excellent. So you'll be heading back down to the Bartolomeo platform. I'll ask you to put in a poor man's fairlead again on Columbus Encone handrail 0912.
ED1 copies.
Hey, Andy, am I completely releasing the wire tie, or should I leave it anchored onto the cables? Have the full length on bundle 2.
Yeah, so you should be releasing the full length of the cables, but I think the wire tie stays on the temporary cover handrail.
Okay, that's not how I wire tied it, but I will put it back onto the temporary cover handrail.
Well, actually, I think they should be staying on the cable bundles about halfway in the length where you release them from, because that'll try to keep them together since there's nothing to tie them off on towards as they run along Columbus.
Yeah, I have the full length released. It's just anchored to the middle of bundle 2, and if you're okay with that, that's what I'll leave them that way.
Yep, that's a good config.
They're doing the same for 1.
And Hopper, big picture for you, you're going to the nadir side of Bartolomeo, and you're going to be releasing cable clamp number 11.
EV1 copy.
All right, Kate and Suichi, I'll be ready to go soon. Andy, I've got the full length of both cable bundles in hand and on my mini workstation effector.
All right, so you can work with Kate and Suichi to take you to the Kolka cable install position. Just a reminder of the caution, P3, P4, P5, or P6, one of those has to be mated before you mate P1 or P2.
Copy, I believe that's outboard to inboard, so the center 2 are last. Copy that.
That's right.
All right, Kate, Suichi, you have a go to publish, GCA to publish.
Happy to go, GCA to publish to Kolka install. Can you just tuck your ingress aid in for us? And we've got great clearance views of your mini workstation end effector. Just watch that as we go towards your feet, about 1 meter.
Copy. Actually, Hopper, are you good comm-wise?
I am good for the comm, Andy. Well, actually, let me get the settings real quick.
Okay, stand by, Kate.
Yep, Hopper settings are Bravo 3, counterclockwise 2. You're looking for 13 turns on bolt number 1 on cable clamp number 11.
Okay, I copy. Bravo 3, counterclockwise 2.
Good readback.
Bolt 11. All right, I'm good with the comm.
Kate, you have a go to GCA to publish.
GCA to publish.
NASA astronaut Victor Glover now making his way over to the Bartolomeo Science platform on board the Canadarm2. NASA astronaut Kate Rubins in control of the Canadarm2 inside the space station. Once Glover makes his way over to the Bartolomeo platform, he'll meet up with NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins, who's currently at the Bartolomeo platform. Hopkins is working on releasing cable clamps from the Bartolomeo Science platform. These clamps need to be removed and opened up in order to remove the cabling that needs to get routed in order to activate Bartolomeo.
And I cleared your published.
Okay, if you could take me body in towards Columbus, about start with 10 centimeters.
Copy, body in, starting with 10 centimeters. Let me know when to continue.
Obviously motion.
Good motion, continue. And that's good. Stop motion.
Hey, stop the
GCA
motion.
complete.
GCA complete. I confirm GCA complete.
GCA complete.
GCA complete.
And Andy 11's released.
We're now 2 hours into the 233rd spacewalk in support of space station maintenance, assembly, and upgrades. The spacewalk officially began at 5:28 a.m. this morning and is set to last approximately 6.5 hours.
You can indeed.
Copy, and I got the same settings, Bravo 3, counterclockwise 2.
That's correct, and we expect 13 turns on all of them.
Ready.
Go ahead, Ike.
Ready to make cables.
Yep, you are good.
In today's spacewalk, the spacewalking duo of NASA astronaut Victor Glover and Mike Hopkins egressed the hatch and brought out the Kolka or Columbus Ka band antenna. They made their way over to the Columbus module of the space station and removed 4 bolts on the Columbus panels. They then installed the Kolka where the bolts were and secured Kolka to the Columbus module. NASA astronaut Victor Glover then routed Kolka cables, and now the duo is heading to the Bartolomeo Science Platform, where they'll remove clamps holding cabling in place, which will then be routed in order to activate Bartolomeo.
Hey, P6J6 made it, lever forward over center.
Copy, P6 to J6.
I have P3, J3, no FOD. Pin still. Lever aft, ready to mate.
Go to mate.
Lever forward over center, mated.
Copy, P3 made it to J3.
The duo now working together to connect cables on the Bartolomeo Science Platform.
P4, good pins, good EMI band. J4 is no FOD. Lever aft. P4, J4 made it, lever forward over center.
Copy, P4 to J4.
In this view here, you see NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins and Victor Glover working together to install cables on the Bartolomeo Science Platform. You also see a great view of the SpaceX Crew Dragon Resilience, which both spacewalkers arrived on back in November.
Got a little discoloration in the center with no FOD, and the socket looks good.
Copy.
Made it, lever forward over center. All right, Andy, confirm I'm go for 1 and 2. Is there an order?
Yep, any order for 1 and 2. It's in the...
Okay. J2, good pins, good EMI band, no FOD, and J2. We're aft. Made it.
Copy,
Forward over center.
P2 made it to J2.
J1, no FOD, good pins, good EMI band, J1s, no FOD. Lever is aft. Made it. Lever forward over center.
Copy. P1 made it to J1. That should be all the connections, so you can verify that all your tools and tethers are clear of the work site, and then we'll take a glove inspection and have check, please.
Stand by. Tools and tethers are all to me and disconnected. Carb is dry. And no change to the gloves.
Copy. No change to the gloves. You can now work with Kate and Suichi to take you to the Kolka cable back-off position, which will continue to the Bartolomeo back-off position.
Copy, Hopper. How you doing, Comwise? I'm good. All right. Okay, Kate, Suichi, you have a go to both back-offs. You can take me all the way to the Bartolomeo.
Copy, go for Bartolomeo, for Kolka cable back off to Bartolomeo.
And just before you start, Hopper, how many cable clamps have you released?
I've released 7, 8, 9. I can get 10 real quick. I'm in a good position, or I can get out of Ike's way from a safety tether standpoint.
Okay, I think we'll leave that for Ike. So if you could translate back up and remove your poor man's fair lead.
Roger that.
Copy that. Okay, stand by, Kate and Suichi.
Standing by.
Actually, let's go ahead to the Kolka back-off. That might give Hopper some more room. Have a go to GCA Kolka back-off.
Copy, go for GCA Kolka back off.
Arms in motion.
Good motion. Continue.
And Ike, this is a published location.
Copy. Stay here for a second. GCA complete.
GC complete.
Okay, coming underneath you, Ike.
You got it. You're clear.
Okay. And Andy, I did go ahead and release the 4 TA clamps as well.
Copy. The 4 TA clamps have been released. Thank you. And Hopper, once you've released your poor man's fair lead, then you can translate back down again to the port side of Bartolomeo, and we'll get that. We'll get your safety tether out of the way.
I did that. Alright, safety tether is clear. Coming back down.
And the rich man's fair lead is still in place, right?
This man's still in place.
Hey, Hopper, it's caught on the crew lock bag. You want it to stay on that
yeah,
side?
that's
Is that
okay.
okay?
That's right. That's right where the port or rich man's is anyway.
Perfect. Okay.
So no big change.
Sweet.
NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins continuing to work through procedures to release clamps on the Bartolomeo Science platform.
With Hopper's location and his safety tether is clear, then you can go ahead and continue to the Bartolomeo back-off position.
Me too.
Does that safety tether look like?
Good.
Okay, EV1 is port.
All right, Kate, so each of you have a go to publish.
Copy, go to publish. This will be a 2-minute maneuver to Bartolomeo back off.
Copy.
Arms in motion.
Copy. Good motion. Continue.
Copy. Continue.
And Ike, you're in position. Hold from the Bartolomeo back off. On your go, we can go in for the Bartolomeo worksite prep.
All right, Hoppy, you ready for me to get my PGT stowed? And I will be ready. Okay. Ready?
Okay, Kate, you have a go to publish.
Copy, go and work. And Ike, we don't have a specific distance here, so I'm just going to take you in and we'll start with about a meter, but you can give me a call if you got a better number.
Okay, this is not a published.
Negative.
Okay, let's start with a meter. That sounds good.
All right, in motion.
The arms in motion.
Good motion. Okay, start motion.
Stop motion.
So I see this. I see 10, 13, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the remaining ones, Hopper?
1, 2, 3, 4, and 10. I do 13 later.
Okay. I think I can reach all of those. It's the settings you're using?
Bravo 3, counterclockwise 2.
Okay.
Next up for our spacewalkers today, Hopkins and Glover will work together in order to route cabling on the Bartolomeo External Science Payload platform.
It makes sense for you to do it. Okay, GCA complete.
Okay, GCA complete.
This cabling needs to be routed in order to activate Bartolomeo.
I just want to double check with Hopper that he released 5 TA clamps on the starboard strut and 4 TA clamps for the power cables, the Papos power cables. Is that right, Hopper?
That's affirmative.
And the last thing I copied was that you released clamp number 7, 8, and 9.
Yep, and I did 6 and 5 as well.
Copy, 6 and 5 as well. So then you can work together to release the remaining ones. PGT settings, Bravo 3, counterclockwise 2. Expect 13 turns.
Okay. And if I'm in your way, otherwise I'll try and get 4.
Okay, I'll start over with 10.
Okay.
I'm right behind you, but you're good.
Roger.
And is released.
Copy 10.
This view from NASA astronaut Victor Glover's helmet cam as the duo works to remove clamps on the Bartolomeo science platform. These clamps need to be opened up and removed in order to remove the cabling that needs to get routed in order to activate Bartolomeo. As you can see here, the crew is working together to do just that.
Number 1 is released.
Copy 1.
Two is released.
Copy 2.
And number 3 is released.
Copy 3. You can stow the PGT, and the next thing we'll do is demate the Papos NZGLs.
P1.
And we can demate them in any order, P1 through P6. Ike, you'll be mating the caps that you have on your mini workstation. You'll be mating those to P5 and P6.
I'm going to go ahead and give you those, Ike. You can be working out while I release the other 4.
Absolutely. Great idea.
Okay. Here comes P5.
Let me grab the caps real quick.
Over center.
And Ike, just a reminder to leave the adjustable tethered to those caps.
You 2 copies.
5. The pins. EMI band. That's the 5.
Pass to me.
Let me get 6 too, and I'll pass them both. There's 6. I'll let you check. You got it. Did not check 6.
Good pins, good EMI band, no 5. That was on 6.
Roger. On 1. Turns, no 5, good EMI band.
Copy.
Okay, 6 is capped. It's capped.
Views from both helmet cams of our spacewalkers today as they work together to route cabling for the Bartolomeo external science payload platform.
My band. 3. Good pins, no 5, good EMI band. And 4. Good pins, no 5, good EMI band.
Copy. They're all demated. So Ike, you'll be doing a large translation with the cable bundles in your hand. So before we start that, I'll have you verify that your cooling is at a comfortable level, that your ingress aid is tucked, your visors are where you'd like them to be, the glove heaters are comfortable, you've got your heels out, and your tools and tethers are clear.
Heels out. Tools and tethers are clear. I still have a rep to the cap, to the adjustable on the caps that are on 5 and 6. My ingress aid has my end effector to it, and it's tucked in. Heels are good. I'm ready to go. Cooling and all that, shades are good.
And we're about 9 minutes away from sunset, but it's probably already getting dark where you are. And if you want, you can release your MWS ret from that adjustable to the caps. And then you can retrieve both coils of the Papos cables and keep the top coil closest to your body. And you can use your mini workstation end effector as needed.
Copy.
I look to your right and look at that moon. You see it?
Just a second. Okay, I have my rep back to my workstation. Oh, yes, that's awesome.
It's pretty incredible.
Okay, I've got both bundles, Andy.
Copy. You have both bundles, so we're ready to begin motion. Just give you a couple notes and reminders. If you feel any resistance, stop motion. Please don't put any loads into the cables or to the arm. And also, finally, before dropping that bottom coil, make sure that the cable slack is pulled taut towards you. We don't want any cable slack on the Bartolomeo platform.
EV2 copies.
EV1 copy.
M1, M2 copy.
Hey, Hopper, you ready?
I'm ready.
You see the T8 clamps over here?
I do.
It just watch those as I back out.
You bet.
Okay, you have a go to publish them.
As a reminder, we are taking your questions today using the hashtag AskNASA. One question we received today was, how long does a spacewalk take? Most spacewalks are about 6.5 hours, though the longest spacewalk ever recorded happened back in 2011, and it took 8 hours and 56 minutes and was completed by Jim Voss and Susan Helms.
Hey, Hopper? Yeah. You that by your left hand? Yeah. Picture. What do you want? I said, did you see the picture by your left hand? Yeah, I did. Cool. There it is.
Okay, Ike, arms motion stopped. How do you like the position?
One correction, that longest spacewalk ever completed was actually in 2001, not 2011. So again, the longest spacewalk that ever occurred happened on March 11th, 2001, lasting 8 hours and 56 minutes. That spacewalk was completed by Jim Voss and Susan Helms.
Arms in motion.
Motion, continue.
Copy, continue.
Okay, Hopper, I see the cable's clear of the TA clamp. I agree, concur. Hey, Hopper? Yes, sir. Two things, when you start tacking these down, they're not all the same length. So you're going to have tension on a couple, but a couple will still be loose. I can see that right now, yep. And then the memory wants to go off the incone to the right, starboard. Okay. Good words, thank you. Okay, Andy, most of the bottom coil is down.
Copy.
And Ike, there's your published.
You have a go to continue to the next published.
Okay, that's your Papos midpoint. We're going to Papos connector panel now.
And Hopper, I think I saw you close was it all 4 TA clamps over by the Papos connectors?
Affirmative.
Copy. Then you can retrieve your PGT and we'll install clamp number 11 on the nadir side of Bartolomeo.
Roger.
And this is where we also want to verify that the cables...
Yep, I see them. On starboard of...
And Ike, wrapping out motion here. Are you good for me to continue with the cables with Hopper?
Continue.
To continue.
You see the cables out? Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay. Are they still free?
Yeah, they're still free. Okay.
Now over 2 hours and 30 minutes into today's spacewalk, our spacewalking duo of Mike Hopkins and Victor Glover continue to work through procedures in order to route cables on the Bartolomeo External Science Payload platform.
Mike, you good for me to take some comm real quick? Andy, settings?
Yep, Bravo 1, clockwise 2, expect 13 turns.
Bravo 1, clockwise 2. Roger.
And Ike, there's your published in X, Y, and Z. Let me know if you'd like the that big yaw that we were talking about.
Okay, I think I can reach it from here. GTA complete?
GTA complete?
Hey, Andy, I had 10.5 turns, 11.9 on the torque.
Copy, 10.5 turns. So Hopper, for you, you can verify that the clearance with that starboard aft goal 2 interface, you can pull the cables taut to the platform handrail 8909 and then apply a twist to hold those cables in place. And then you can work your way up along the end cone to 0939, 0933 where you put in wire ties earlier.
Everyone.
And Ike, you can begin prep on the Papos connector panel so you can remove the J5 terminator and then the J1, 2, 3, 4 caps. Please do not demate the J6 terminator at this time.
We're in a brief expected handover between communication satellites and will regain communication with the crew shortly. As a reminder, based on updated guidance, teams in Mission Control are now wearing masks at all times while on console and supporting mission operations, except for brief periods of time to eat or drink, as am I during today's spacewalk coverage.
All right, I'm back with you after handover. Yeah, just to repeat, you can remove the J5 terminator and the J1, 2, 3, 4 cap, but not the J6 terminator.
The J5 terminator is off. The 4 cap is off. It's also on that cap keeper. Working on 3 now. And the jack look good, no FUD.
Copy.
3 uncapped, cap on the cap keeper, no FOD.
Copy.
A2 cap is off. On the cap keeper, no FOD. H looks good.
And Ike, once you've removed the J1 cap, then you can stow one of the open hooks from the white cap keeper on the J6 terminator. Just don't demate it.
J1 cap is off onto the cap keeper. J1 looks good. And the cap keeper has a hook to J6 terminator and is still mated.
This view from NASA astronaut Victor Glover's helmet cam as he continues to work through procedures to route cabling on the Bartolomeo external science payload platform.
Work.
And Andy, the first 2 wire ties are, and it is port of that connector panel. I don't know if you can see in the WDS, but it's stuck back there real nice.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to see, but I'll take your word for it. So just to confirm, you did 0939 and 0933, right?
No, that's 8909. That was the first one, and then 939. Now I'm going up to 933.
Copy.
The adjustables on the cap keeper.
You can copy the adjustables on the cap keeper. You can demate the caps.
On both?
On both.
The question, Andy, the cap keeper and the adjustables actually helping me keep the bundle in a nice place, I think. Can I have uncapped P5, still no FOD, good pins, good EMI band. Can I make P5, J5, and then uncap E6?
Yep, that's no issue. So you can demate P5, and then you can connect P5 to J5.
Work.
And Andy, one of these cables has got kind of a loop coming out of it. There's just a wire tie.